Hello, my name is Monica Galaviz. It's my first year teaching biology and earth science at Washington High School. Today I will be going over Induction Inquiry Cycle 2, Year 1. The topic is Strengthening Classroom Management, Student Perception, and Engagement. So the first thing for this cycle was to have my students take a student perception survey. Here are the results. So the first question, my teacher in this class makes me feel like she really cares about me. The majority of the students, I had 19 students take the survey, 17 agreed. My teacher seems to know if something is bothering me. Again, most of the students agreed. My teacher really tries to understand how students feel about things. Most agreed. Student behavior in class is under control. Majority of the students agree. I hate the way students behave. Majority disagree. So they do like the way that the students behave in class. Student behavior in this class makes my teacher angry. Most students disagree. There are 3 that agree. Student behavior in this class is a problem. Most students disagree. My classmates behave the way my teacher wants them. Most students agree. Students in this class treat the teacher with respect. Majority of students agree. Our class stays busy and doesn't waste time. Majority of students agree. My teacher asks questions to be sure we are following along. Most students agree. My teacher asks students to explain more about the answers. Most students agree. In my class, my teacher accepts nothing less than our full effort. Most students agree. My teacher doesn't let people give up. Most students agree. My teacher wants me to explain my answers. Most students agree. In this class, we learn a lot, almost every day. Most students agree. In this class, we learn to correct our mistakes. Most students agree. This class doesn't keep my attention. Students, most of them disagree or strongly disagree. My teacher makes learning enjoyable. Most students agree. My teacher makes lessons interesting. Most students agree. I like the way we learn in this class. Most students agree. So based on this information, I decided to implement a strategy that I learned in a professional development course I took on classroom management, and that strategy is the use of a refocus form. So what the refocus form does is it provides a powerful solution to minor behavior problems and disruptions to learning. I like that it provides a way to hold students accountable for meeting school-wide expectations without a heavy-handed authoritative approach. So it's a low-level intervention, it's non-threatening, it's quick, it's easy to implement, and it enables me to enforce the daily reminders of character. So at my school, a lot of the students are here due to behavior problems. So a lot of what I teach in the classroom, aside from the science content, is character. So how to build your character, how to show respect, how to respect yourself and others. I teach self-discipline, etc. So I like that this refocus form allows students to examine their own behavior and character during the refocus time. And it teaches the students how to become problem solvers themselves. So here's a student name, they have to provide a date, period, and these are the questions that they have to answer. What was their behavior? What did they want? How did this make the teacher feel? How did it make the classmates feel? What problems did your behavior cause for you, your classmates, and your teacher? How do you plan to change your behavior in the future, and are you ready to return to class? Once I've read it, I sign it. If I feel that the student's parent has to or should read what the behavior was and how the student plans on correcting it, I do send this form home, and the student and the parent has to read and sign. So the reason why I chose this is that although most students like the way I teach and feel that students behave in class, There are times when I feel like I have to repeat my expectations more than I should have to. And for this one, student behavior in this class is under control. There are certain periods where there are a few students that like to misbehave or seek attention. So I feel like the refocus form is a good way to remove those students from the classroom and have them reflect on their behavior. Um, I teach the students how to fill out the refocus form. Teach twos, it's kind of another strategy that I implement, but I do that consistently throughout all of my teaching. And the reason why teaching expectations is vital is that I feel that rules and routines give students a feeling of security. It also reinforces the skills that every student must have in order to be successful as a learner, and rules and routines allow me to be a fair disciplinarian. So those are the reasons why it's kind of like a teach to is just another strategy I use to teach my expectations. So during the past, or in the past few weeks, I've been having students fill out these forms. Most of the forms were filled out for cell phone violations. So here's an example of one. I pulled out my phone in class. What did I want? To turn down the brightness and turn off the Wi-Fi and location so that my battery doesn't die. How did this make the teacher feel? Maybe disrespected because the rule is no phones in class. What problems did my behavior cause? She more explained why it would be unfair if I didn't give a detention and have her fill out this form. It's school policy to give a lunch detention when students use their phone in class. So she said that it's fair that I gave her this to do because everybody else has to, so she understands. How will she change her behavior? She won't bring her phone out, and respect them, meaning the teachers and their rules. The other student, same thing. I took my phone out, called my mom in the middle of class when I know I wasn't supposed to. What did I want? To call my mom to let her know or ask about a book fee. How did this make my teacher feel? I guess my teacher felt disrespected, and I apologize for that. I honestly don't know how my classmates felt. I guess distracted. What problems did your behavior cause? For her not to count on her lesson and my classmates and kept my classmates from learning. How do you plan to change your behavior and not take out my phone or wait till after school? So as you can see, the students are describing what happened. So and so that's a way of holding them accountable. And they're becoming problem solvers because they're telling me how they're going to change their behavior so that that doesn't happen in the future. So far, these are students that frequently try to get away with taking their cell phone out in class, and ever since they filled out this form, that has stopped. Because I think that once they fill it out, they don't want to have to write out their actions again because they're having to express how they were in the wrong. And a lot of high school students, they always want to be right. So I feel like if they once they've filled this out once, they've reflected enough to know not to do it again. And I feel like classes are running a lot smoother since I've implemented the use of this refocus form strategy. What I plan to do in the future, I will continue using this refocus form. Students are constantly transferring in and out of my classrooms, so I think it's important that I continue to teach how to fill out the form and teach my expectations utilizing the teach to strategy, and that's what I plan on doing. So I really enjoyed this cycle because it helped me reflect on my own classroom management strategies, and it's nice to read or receive student input on their perception of my classroom and my teaching style. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email address is monica_galaviz@cjusd.net. Thank you.